if Gigguk is technically in the industry, but like he's like tangentially
hired by Kadokawa, so
yeah. So like he's in the industry, but he's not like creating the media of the industry he's discussing. I guess that could be the like, possibly drawing the line. It's just kind of, I think there is some like weird aspect of like kind of constantly shitting on something that you care about when you're not like creating it as much. Like, it's one thing if you create something and you're like, yeah, that's kind of whatever, but there is a weird kind of division between, this isn't my culture stuff. I wasn't raised in this culture, and then kind of like taking the piss out of that. Is there a kind of middle ground between, expressing humor in a way that you and a lot of people can resonate with and still being like respectful of what you're talking about, so to speak, especially if you don't want to put too much thought behind it,
So I think first off, like, I'm of the belief that you shouldn't have to be a creator to be a critic. I know some people have this mentality that's like, no, you gotta. I think you should try and make things right, because oftentimes it does give you a lot more empathy for how hard and how much work it goes into like making even really small things. But I think that to be like an effective critic, you don't need to be a creator. But the second thing is that if somebody wants to like watch a show and just like not really think about it, I am entirely for that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any problems with it. I'm not going to come in with this mindset of just like, no, you have to analyze everything. You have to be like, you have to be constantly in the wired, 100%, deconstructing things all the time, nonstop. Right. Because I don't do that. I mean, like most of the times when I watch YouTube videos, to decompress. I watch like cat videos. I mean, like, I don't know how I'm going to be analyze a cat video. I'm just like, oh my God, look at the framing in like Mugo Mogu's like cat video right now. Gamaru's in the box.
No, stop putting down cat videos. Okay, there's analytical value there.
Oh no. So I mean, you might actually make an argument that there is some sort of weird parasociality, just like watching cats. But so, okay. Anyhow, so I think if you just want to watch something and not really like want to talk about it, because sometimes it's better. Well, most times, almost all the time, it's better like to not really discuss something if you have nothing to say than to just try and make shit up.
Yeah.
If you watch something and you don't have anything, if you don't have any real conclusions, just be all like, yeah, it's a show, whatever. You can like it, you can hate it. It doesn't matter. The only thing that is that if somebody comes in with a serious attempt at discussing something, don't be all like, yeah, but it's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have anything to say. It's not worth analyzing. It's like, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Like, it's like one thing if like on your account, if you don't have much to say and you're just kind of mailing it in, but if someone else is trying to make an effort, don't shut down their effort, because that's their choice if they want to engage with it on a higher level.
Yeah. I also think the other problem besides the trash bit could be also when people they want to speak about it. They go and talk about that anime, but they make assumptions about either the production, the way it was made, but they don't care to look it up. They just kind of speak from a place of ignorance and then want to make these claims about it from what they think, but they don't want to back it up or look more into it when they do want to. They're starting to engage in the conversation for it. So then that presents a certain view of it that people that don't know will just take you at your word. And I think we're coming full circle, but okay.
Yeah, it might be a bit too full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of people kind of like don't really keep in mind. So one of the things that's really important, right? Well, not really important. This is just an ego thing now. So one of the things that I want to mention is that like, my undergrad degree is functionally in poli-sci and sociology with emphasis in statistics and modeling, research modeling, right? So like that's where my big thing is. And so one of the things that you always have to keep in mind is exactly what kind of claim you're making with regards to what it is you're saying. So for instance, if somebody says, I watched Angel's Egg, and no, let's go with something vaguer. I watched Chrome-Shelled Regios, right? And I think the show is doing this. So the question now becomes, well, what is the action? Because shows don't really do anything on their own. They have to be decoded by readers. So are you saying that you think the director is doing this, or do you think that the show had an effect on you in this way? So these two things are very different distinctions these are very different, distinctly different claims. In the context of saying, I think the show is doing this, you have to say, well, I think it's doing this because, it made me feel this way. So now the sort of like onus of material that you have to gather is very different than if you had said, I think the show is doing this because this director, the director said such and such. There's a different set of kind of research practices and processes that come about as a result of based upon what the claim it is you make. And I think people are so incredibly loose with that it becomes kind of a problem sometimes, especially when you say something like, I grew up with the show and the show has some sort of effect on me. And then somebody comes in and then says, well, it's just dumb nothing to me. And it's just like, well, can I swear on this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's just like, well, motherfucker, like that's not the point of the conversation that's being had. That's not the subject that's being established within the context of that discussion. I don't know what caused this. I don't know what led to this part.